Yeah, this may seem like, well, I might be able to finish it now. But yeah, this may seem like tangenty as well, but correlating with the Smash Bros. Learning curve, once again, this also can relate to like the combos you make, and you can open it up. You can actually watch the progression of like how um, someone ends up deciding to make combos, and it's also like um, how you receive support from friends and give support to friends, and yeah, and also it would be ENFP for me because like the support that you're receiving from other people that NE that an INTP has there has the introverted feeling, which is the first function of the seventh house, supporting it. So then, like the way that you support friends and they support you is you kind of brainstorming about how each of you feel about like each of these situations of stuff that you're going through and giving more perspective or ways of looking at it. Um, so yeah, and it's Pisces there, so it deals with the spiritual and imagination and kind of how the real big picture of how everything fits together. Um, so like really like all the possibilities. Um, and then lastly, we have the 12th house, which is what I relate to the most, ironically, since it's Aries. It's funny because like Libra's relatability, and that's like the partner sign for it. But yeah, it's like the opposite of it in a way. Yeah, in the most common way that you would look at it. So I said before how it is SE for an INTP, and how you find your 12th house type is it's the first three letters flipped. So the type that normally they would say like, and I could see this why people would think that, and it can be the case, but it's really, or the conflicting type, I think, or whatever is what they call it in socionics, the relationship. If you're just looking at the letters without mixing everything around. But so but that's really the reason why you're getting into conflict with them is because they're like the last step. Like after you have everything else in place, that's the real you. Once you have everything put together, that's like if you're an INTP and you see yourself as like, well, first off, you see ISFP as not like you at all, and you probably also see ESFP as being very different from you if you relate heavily to the profile. But ironically, if it's like if you're coming off as the first house, it's because you haven't pieced together your 12th house yet, because that's what it's like leading up to, and that's what overall your goal for being INTP-ish is to become and be able to experience like the ESFP lifestyle, because it's the path of least resistance and everything kind of just flows for you, and it is the real you if you pay attention to like what you're doing when you're alone and look at what you actually do. It's very much just you take in what's around you, and you have an experience you feel about it. You're not really naturally always thinking. It's really the ESFPs and ENFPs that are always thinking.